So this wide receiving core has taken a lot of scrutiny since the DeAndre Hopkins trade. Nobody expects nothing from this group, but we're going to discuss them right now. Let's cue the intro.
The city of the dream team, Hakeem, Two-Ring, Beyonce, yeah, man. And I remember hot summer, hot winter. I couldn't fight, so the block made a hot spin.
Hello everybody, welcome back to the 713 Houston Sportcast. I'm your host, Ruben Calvillo, and we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, boys. We're about 20 away now, so if you haven't, please subscribe. Thank you for commenting, guys. We're going to keep this video going. We're going to talk about the wide receivers today and why I think this wide receiver group will surprise a lot of people. And we're going to go through each wide receiver from, the guy we traded for all the way down to the rookie that we just drafted. So let's start off with Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, I've been a fan of him since he was at Oregon. I followed him his whole career, to the Saints, to the Patriots, to the Rams. Now he's on the Texans. Brandon Cooks is an elite deep threat wide receiver. His route running is very, very underrated, and he has some of the best hands in the NFL. The only problem with Brandon Cooks is that he does have concussion issues. But, in his Zoom conference meeting, he said that he was ready to run through a brick wall for billobrien. Don't recommend it. But what Brandon Cooks brings to this offense is just speed. It's going to be hard to guard Brandon Cooks because, not only can he run the deep route, but like I said before, his routes are just incredible route running, and he could do a lot of things for the Houston Texans team. He's going to be one of the four poisons, and I'm going to get to what I mean by poisons, that the Houston Texans have, because you cannot afford to double Brandon Cooks because you're going to have the other speedy wide receivers on the other side who will get open. I love the Brandon Cooks trade. It came with a lot of scrutiny, yes, of course, because, that's the guy we brought in. A lot of people are saying, well, he's the DeAndre Hopkins replacement, and, and we're going to see how it works out. But for Brandon Cooks, I'm super excited. If he stays healthy, he could easily have 1,000+ yards, 8+ touchdowns, one of the best deep threats in the NFL. What not a lot of people are talking about is that Deshaun Watson has the best deep ball in the NFL. And when you put the best deep ball in the NFL to one of the best deep threats in the NFL, you're going to have something special, and it's going to change this Houston Texans offense. Now, moving on to, who a lot of people are going to expect in a big year from, Will Fuller. And the thing about Will Fuller is, he's phenomenal. He's a special talent, and he has two things against him. He drops the ball, and he cannot stay healthy. This offseason, we've seen him working out. We've seen him look absolutely jacked. We hope that he could be healthy. If Will Fuller is, it absolutely changes this offense, because we saw it last year with the Houston Texans. When Will Fuller was on the field, this offense was completely different. We put up 50 points on the Atlanta Falcons against the Chiefs game week 5. He dropped 3 touchdowns. Will Fuller is a dynamic player for this Houston Texans offense, and he's a deep threat, an elite deep threat that teams have to focus on. And if he's healthy and Brandon Cooks is healthy, this offense is going to be super deadly, because you cannot afford to double one or the other, because one of them will get free, and if you try to double both of them, more wide receivers will get free. Will Fuller, I love that he's working out. I love that he's hungry. I love that that the Houston Texans offense is still is talking to each other, is working out, because with this whole COVID-19, we're really in the blue right now. So it's good to see when you see the Houston Texans offense working out with each other. Now, moving on is Kenny Stills. Kenny Stills, I think, will have a very good season, because he's the third option, maybe even the second. Who knows what the injury history. But Kenny Stills was very good for the Houston Texans last season, given that the fact that he did not have OTAs training camp with the Houston Texans. He had them with the Miami Dolphins. If Kenny Stills could get this playbook down, because a lot of people have said that this playbook is hard to manage, if he gets this done, he's going to be one of the leading receivers, in the beginning of the season, because he is he's been here for, a season with Deshaun Watson. And, Kenny Stills had made big plays in his first game, that the go-ahead touchdown, against the Saints, that deep ball against the Chargers to put him in field goal position. He made crucial catches in the playoffs. I really love Kenny Stills. I think Kenny Stills was a good addition in that Lermy Tunsil trade. And, health is not a question with him. I fully expect him to just absolutely ball out. Kenny Stills is somebody who could really be a very good for this Houston Texans team. Now, let's go over to the slot wide receiver. We paid a lot of money for him, but I'm glad he's there. Randall Cobb. Randall Cobb is going to bring a leadership to to this wide receiver locker room, and we lost that with DeAndre Hopkins. Randall Cobb, his first year in the slot for the Dallas Cowboys, he had 800 plus yards along with 5 touchdowns, and he was the third option. Here Randall Cobb is going to be the third, maybe fourth option, and the best part about it is he going to get the third or the fourth primary defender. No linebacker is going to be able to keep up with Randall Cobb in the slot because the fact that he can run routes like a madman, and if he stays healthy, he's going to be another player who could surprise you. Expect Randall Cobb to have a big year because this is his first year in the slot. This is his first year with Deshaun Watson, and we all know Deshaun Watson makes players better. I like Randall Cobb. I don't like the contract that we gave him. I think it's pretty expensive. But Randall Cobb is going to come in, and he's going to be, kind of Deshaun Watson's safety blanket when things get tough. Yes, Randall Cobb does drop balls, but there's a bunch of times where Randall Cobb was huge in games for the Packers, huge in games with the Cowboys. I really like the addition of Randall Cobb. Now, moving on to the wide receivers who might not get a bunch of PT but still be effective, or who might be released. Keke Coutee, you don't know what's going to happen with Coutee. He's been in the doghouse for the past couple of years, I think. And, he showed that when he's on the field with Deshaun Watson, he could be a great playmaker. Those 2 games against the Colts, in each game, he had about 10 catches. We don't know what's going to go on with Keke Coutee. We don't know what's going to happen. But, I like him to come in here, compete, maybe put him in special teams. Deandre Carter has been serviceable. He's believe it or not, he was one of the best punt returners and kick returners in the NFL. But the problem is that I just can't get over that fumble against the Kansas City Chiefs. Deandre Carter could maybe be on the bubble. I know we signed up for very cheap, so depth is not bad. And then, the rookie, Isaiah Coutier. Isaiah Coutier, he brings speed, and he brings, the height and physical ability to go up and get the 50-50 ball. Do I see him playing a lot this season? No unless barring injury. But Isaiah Coutier could really help this special teams, can really help, as the wide receiver 5, wide receiver 6, in case some of our older guys, well, not older guys, but in case some of our better wide receivers get hurt. So, I'm really excited for this Houston Texans wide receiving core. I feel like they have a lot to prove, and if they prove people wrong, there's going to be a bunch of, crow eating. I haven't been that hard on the wide receivers. I've been hard on O'Brien, but not the wide receivers. I'm excited for this wide receiver core, because the question is not about talent. The talent is there. The question is can these guys stay healthy? And if these guys can stay healthy, this offense is gonna be pretty deadly because it's a pick your poison offense. One of your 4 poisons are Cooks, Fuller, Stills, Cobb, and you cannot afford to home in on one because the other ones are gonna get you. So, but let me know what you guys think about this wide receiving core, guys, and let me know what you think about these videos of breaking down, each core group. As we keep on going on to this offseason, I'm gonna break down a single player. I'm gonna be doing some film on them, some film reviews. So be looking forward for that. But as always, guys, go Texans, and as always, y'all have a blessed day.